Hello, everybody, and welcome to Graded Point 5. Now that we are all properly refreshed, I hope everybody is having a good day and all that good stuff. Yeah, you just got here. That's good. You're right on time, just like we are.
Yeah. Imagine that. We're not 15 minutes fucking late.
That's right. Yeah, we did good this time. Hey
Listen,
guys,
we're
and
usually
Piper.
late because you fuck off.
Hey guys, and Piper. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Wow, calling Piper by name. This guy is looking to get his coochie cup filled up too. Piper, you got a lot of coochie orders you better be filling tonight. Like damn.
We really need to like market those like. For real.
Yes, that's cute. But we got to do that. We got to do Daddy's Leakies too.
Right. Oh no, Ethan, why are you doing a stream right now?
No.
He literally started a minute after we did.
No.
Oh well.
That explains why we only have like 5 people watching right now. Oh well, that's fine.
It's like so. Anyway, yeah. But it's like he's going to go through his cyberprog stuff, so that's pretty cool. Because apparently he's actually finished his drawings. So
Yeah, I think at least he's done like laying down like the inks. I think it still needs to be colored, but still it's good. He's almost completely done with the thing.
Yep.
It'll be great.
Yep. And as fast as Kyle is with color, it'll be color soon, and then it's just about lettering at that point, and formatting for the book and getting the book fucking out. That's it, But anyway, we do have a topic for discussion that will lead into another topic, which I thought was interesting when hearing it today. The report is that Tom King has been removed from Batman by DC Comics. Now, if you're wondering what Tom King's responsible for, you remember the wedding issue. Yeah.
I wish I had the sad trombone sound for him.
That's good enough.
That one works too.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a sad trombone right now.
Yeah.
So we can just deal with sad Price is Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a sad trombone would be the walk, 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 walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so a new report indicates that DC Comics has removed Tom King from their Batman series. The report comes from Garbage at Garbage, and states that. Well, I mean, it's Bleeding Cool and Rich Johnston, so. Yeah. Literally garbage.
Okay.
And states that King will exit the series after Batman number 85. They also note that King did not make the decision. King appears to have addressed the rumors on Twitter, simply writing, "So many kind notes. You all rock." Tom King took over Batman with Batman Rebirth in 2016, following his Vertigo Comics run on Sheriff of Babylon. And that was when Vertigo was, still good before it was ruined recently. King had previously indicated that his Batman run was going to be a 100-issue story, and he described it as documenting and celebrating the love of Batman and Catwoman. He added, "Whatever happens, whatever anyone says, nothing's going to spoil that." In fact, he previously revealed his run would be 100 issues back at New York Comic Con in 2017. And the quote is, "If you look back at my issue 1, I wanted to do 100 issues of this book, and I wanted to focus on Bruce and Selina's relationship as the core of the run. However, Catwoman didn't show up in his Batman run until Batman number 9. More recently, King spoke with Hollywood Reporter, indicating that he planned on changing Batman for generation or maybe more, maybe forever. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is what got him fired." Because that was like a few days ago. That wasn't like recently. That was like literally a couple days ago. What we're going to do for the last 15 issues is something no one's ever seen for the character. It's something that's going to change the character for a generation or maybe more, maybe forever. If this report is true, DC Comics might have removed King due to flagging sales on their flagship title. Now, that's probably the biggest reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Dude, he was going to make Batman come out as gay. Like, for real.
You know what? And because Jordan, I think Jordan listened to some of it, go over some of the ideas that EVS and Zach came up with earlier today. Scott Snyder's run on the book ended with Batman number 52 in May of 2016 and shipped 102,000, just say 102,000 units. King's Batman number 1 was shipped 280,000 units in June of 2016. Those sales have come crumbling down.
Yeah, no shit.
The most recent issue of Batman number 69, only shipped 88,666 units. It would be the 5th most books shipped. But it would be beat by Scott Snyder's Batman Who Laughs number 4, Marvel's Immortal Hulk number 16, and the debut issues of Marvel's War of Realms and the symbiote Spider-Man. Not only has King's Batman flagged in sales, but it has come under increased criticism, with many believing he is writing a radically different than Batman and Bruce Wayne. I don't know, than a radically
yeah, it's
different.
kind of a.
I think he meant a radically different Batman and Bruce Wayne. He could have left the than out.
Yeah.
In fact, Wes Doherty at Bleeding Fool recently questioned, when is the right time to drop Tom King's Batman series? The question came after King's latest Batman number 71, but he didn't stop with the question whether to drop the series. He stated, DC Comics is heading down an extremely disturbing direction. They destroyed Superman, Batman, and Wally West Flash. Doherty is not alone in his criticism. And of course, this is the thing that got everybody, was this panel where he says, Batman's talking to Robin, Tim Drake, and he says, I don't need your help, Tim. And it was like, Bruce, we know you loved her, and, basically. And then he straight on punches Tim in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it says,
right in the fucking jaw.
You don't know a damn thing.
Which that don't seem like a very Batman thing to do. I'm just saying.
And on top of that, what Zach pointed out, because he said he had to go back and look at this issue, because he said maybe it's a dream, maybe there's some context. No, it's not a dream. The context is this. In fact, the entire Bat family is there watching it happen, and instead of holy shit, Bruce has gone fucking crazy and tackling him immediately. They Alfred basically does a there.
Yeah, there. It's fine that you just decked the child. No big deal.
Yeah. At the hands of Tom King, Batman has gone from hero to someone who beats his own child.
Yep.
More reasons to dislike Tom King. Yep. Okay. Fans were mixed to the rumor that King is off Batman, and many believe DC Comics are throwing away an opportunity, while others believe it's a good move. Best news I've heard in a long time. Tom King is the worst writer that DC has, and he's ruined Batman, Wally, etc. Thank you at DC Comics. I'll be subscribing again starting at issue 86.
If they can, are they gonna try to fix what he's done?
Well, see, these are bi-weekly, so he's probably already wrote up to those. And that's why it's funny, because he kept in the interviews, he talking about those last 15 issues, were going to be, the big change and all this stuff, the generational change and blah, 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 blah. That particular thing harkens back to what Ethan said a while back about working at DC. He says, when you go to work at DC Comics and you get a book like Batman, he says, the editors tell you, these are not your characters.
Right.
You're allowed to work on these characters. You're allowed to tell stories of these characters. But these are not your characters. You are not allowed to ruin these characters. You're not allowed to change these characters. You're not allowed to make these characters something they are not.
Right.
Yeah, did they stop telling them that or something? Or
what the problem was with Tom King got pretty good sales on like Mr. I think it was it Miracle Man or Mr. Miracle or something like that. It's one of those books. And so they gave him some leeway. The biggest problem they gave him was they guaranteed him 100 issues.
Yikes! Yeah.
And when you do that, I think people get lazy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they let their politics get involved, and their feelings and stuff like that. But let me finish this, and then I'll get into all that, how I feel about that. Haven't read Tom King's Batman since like issue 12. Dropped it off reading then, and then haven't gone back into Rebirth since, except to read the wedding issue. But it'd be a shame if you let him write it for this long and don't let him finish his story. He's so close to the end. I'm calling bullshit on that, because there's nothing wrong with ending something that's a train wreck.
Yeah, definitely not.
There's absolutely nothing wrong.
If you're funneling money into it and it's not making the money back, yeah.
Right. If DC Comics does end Tom King, now this is one of the like dumbest things I've ever heard. If DC Comics does end Tom King's Batman run early, it'll go down as one of the worst decisions in their publishing history. How disrespectful to the creators and the character currently celebrating his 80th anniversary to do that. And King just did press talking about the next 30.
Well, looking at this Richard Newby's Twitter account, writer/freelancer for hire, films, comics, video games, horror, contributor for THR, which is The Hollywood Reporter, also seen on Sci-Fi Wire, New York Times, former executive at AE. I think that's why he has such bad fucking opinions.
Yep.
Damn dog.
That explains it.
Let's see. Wow, I wonder if this is because he couldn't stand the criticism from fans, as Tom King seems to like a bit of a snowflake, or DC just thought his story was shit. I wonder if he's still going to, quote, change Batman forever now. And Matt Invictus, he was quoted by Matt Invictus as, ha 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 ha. They should have done this 3 years ago. Cutting Tom's run short by 15 issues isn't going to fix the damage you've caused.
Not wrong.
It's going to take a heavyweight to come in and like fix this, in all honesty. It's going to take a big heavyweight to cut. If the news is true about Tom King getting his run on Batman cut early, DC will have pissed away my goodwill that returned after Rebirth. It will be an idiotic decision to ruin this for a critically acclaimed writer, the artist who he works with, and the fans. There is absolutely. I guess he was just going to continue that, but nobody cared. So what do you? Okay. Here's what I think. Batman is a broken man.
Yeah.
Batman has been, or I should say, Bruce Wayne has been broken since he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Or 8 years old. I forgot, whenever his parents were murdered, right?
I think he was 8.
Okay, so Bruce, as I have constantly said to everybody, whoever asks me, Bruce Wayne is dead. Batman, Bruce Wayne gave birth to Batman that night.
Right.
Yeah, it took a while for it, to get the form and the character and the training and all that stuff. But Batman was essentially born that night.
Yeah, the mentality that transformed him into Batman was created when he saw his parents get murdered.
Yeah. The one thing about Batman, and that was because of that, call it a you could call it a break of his mentality, right? He is unrelenting, he is focused, and he does not let things get in the way of the mission.
Right.
Yeah.
He obviously feels that the police are not enough. He respects the law. I'm not saying he doesn't. He respects the law as long as it's not crooked. But he feels that it's not enough to get rid of the quote scum off the streets. Right. Batman does not care. Batman, like anytime Alfred has ever said, Master Bruce, why don't you go out and have a relationship with a woman? No, I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know, Tom King was trying to humanize Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody reads Batman to see Batman be humanized.
Or look at his dong.
Or look at his
except me.
I mean, and me. I would also look at Bat Dom.
That's true.
Well, that was
I wish they would have done that with Nightwing, though.
That was a different story altogether.
Was it?
Different writer and everything. Yeah, it was. And
Was it really?
yes, it was.
See, I don't necessarily have a problem with them trying to humanize Bruce a little bit, but you have to do that in such a way that you're facilitating an expansion upon his story.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I would have written Batman is show him trying to live the normie life, being just present as Bruce Wayne with Selina Kyle. But because he's Batman, if he's out doing stuff, he still notices the stuff that Batman would notice. And even like you could have an internal struggle with him trying to ignore the shit that's happening, be like, let the police worry about it. I'm trying to be Bruce. Mm-hmm. And then he breaks again and he's like, I can't not be Batman. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. I have to do this shit. Like, you can show him trying to be that more human, but then ultimately showing that the only person he is now is Batman, because it goes back to what you said. Bruce Wayne died at the age of 8. Mm-hmm. Batman's been around since that time. Like, you could have done something cool with that, but we have a hack writer, so of course you didn't fucking do it.
Well, it's like a friend of mine explained it really well in comparing Superman and Batman, right? Mm-hmm. Superman is Clark Kent's mask.
Right.
Because at his core, Clark is Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne is Batman's mask.
I was going to say that, actually.
Yeah. And at his core, when
he's Batman.
Yeah, when Bruce Wayne looks in the mirror, he sees Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't see Bruce Wayne. Because like I said, Bruce Wayne's dead in his mind. Mm-hmm. You know, Bruce Wayne was not strong enough. Bruce Wayne failed. Bruce Wayne let his parents die. You know, Bruce Wayne wasn't good enough. Batman is. Mm-hmm. That's the way he'll always see it. And this whole, like little things like this. I think Zach said it in his video, or in his video with Ethan. Like when they had the bachelorette party for Selina and the bachelor party for Bruce, they go to a strip club and Batman goes fishing.
Like you do.
Yeah. It just like, really? Okay. Never seen Batman pick up a rod and reel, but it's whatever. But no. I think what was it? Zach said there was like a scene in one of the books where Batman is just like sitting in front of the the Bat computer looking at his feet without his mask on. It's like, oh. And then he said, now compare this to, and I forgot what book I forgot who the writer was. He said, compared to this, he said, where something bad happened and they showed a crime computer, and then you off a little ways you see Batman like lifting, bench pressing 500 pounds as a warm up.
Yeah, right.
It's like that's his mentality. It's like, got to get better, got to get stronger.
Yep. Gotta go fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying so hard not to say it.
Like, I mean, let's see. Well, I'm just reading some of the chat now. Does Piper have no pants culture? In Dixon Run.
Oh wait, I guess I could just say it. Not wearing any right now. That's the beauty of these particular kinds of streams and podcasting and shit like that. I don't have to.
Yeah.
In Dixon's Run,
some underwear right now.
Bane and Batman consulted Blood in a chamber where the only true faces were allowed. Bane asked why Batman got to keep on his cowl, and the answer was, "This is his true face." I mean, that's yeah.
Yep.
Frank Miller even showed that Bruce could never stop being Batman. He needed to come back and fight the criminals and that got brave to come out at night. Yeah, I mean that was the thing.
Yep.
What is he? Batman has always said criminals are a stupid and cowardly lot, right?
Yep.
And they only come out at night because they're not afraid at night. Because daytime, that's a disinfectant. I'm going to make them afraid of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and the thing was the theories that Zach and EVS came up with today for like what was he going to do in those last 15 issues.
Right.
And he said, and Zach, I don't know if you noticed this, Jordan. Zach has a really good way of relating things to like the layperson.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
And the one thing I liked, he said, now can you imagine? Because he said, I'm sure this happened. Like, when AT&T and Time Warner, merged, they usually go through every department and say, what's good here, what's good here. It's like basically, hey, what are the ratings on Gotham? Oh, they're not that great. Canceled.
Right.
Yeah. We're not putting money into shit that don't work, kind of thing. Because I mean,
exactly.
that basically, like, from what I understood from the merger with AT&T and Time Warner, once the AT&T guys came in and took over, they basically said, okay, we need reports from every department. Tell us what's making us money and what isn't. What isn't making us money is getting dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable. It's business, right?
Wait, did AT&T and Time Warner?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my. Okay. So then Charter and Time Warner also.
Yeah,
merged.
Charter. That was more of a buyout of Charter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I know out here is AT&T and Spectrum are competitors out here.
But where was I going? Oh yeah. So can you imagine? Like, I like how Zach put this. He said, "Can you imagine like an executive from AT&T, knows about Batman, maybe read some comics when he was a kid or something, maybe saw the movies and stuff like that. It's like, okay, tell me what you got for Batman. All right." Here's what you got. See, we were going to marry Batman to Catwoman, but then didn't because he can't stop being Batman, and now he feels bad for that, and he's all depressed and doesn't care about being Batman anymore. And he punched his
Punching
his son.
people.
He punched his kids and stuff.
Yeah, for no reason.
For no reason and stuff like that. And I'm sure Zach said, I'm sure that executive's like, what? Why isn't Batman fighting the Joker? Why isn't Batman fighting Penguin?
Right.
That got away. Oh, and then this one, he said, like, how about this meeting? He's like, so what do you have planned for these last 15 issues? He says 2 words. Bat ovaries.
Jesus Christ. Fucking good Lord.
And then that's where Ethan took place. He said there is no excuse anywhere on Earth that Batman should not be selling well over 100,000 copies.
Oh yeah,
freaking Batman, man.
Yeah. He was pointing out, like, I think it's Peter Tomasi, who used to be on Superman before, Bendis came and just jumped on the desk at DC Comics and shit on everything. Tomasi, because he said he worked with Tomasi as an editor when he was doing Green Lantern Rebirth, and he said this guy is smart, right?
Right.
He said he knows what he's doing. He knows the characters. He knows the lore. He knows what works. He knows what sells. He says, if you want to put Batman back on track, put Peter Tomasi on Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It died. We died.
It died. Yep.
We did.
Then why didn't y'all
Wait, is it
tell me?
It just did it.
I just noticed it.
Yeah, it was buffering and then it crashed.
Oh.
2
And now
words
it's back,
offline.
apparently.
Apparently, all they heard was 2 words, and then it crashed. 2 words offline.
Mm-hmm.
Mata's fucking close your Steam.
My Steam is closed. Closed that last night after I downloaded that thing. So,
I think we're up again.
yeah,
Yeah, it looks
you
like
just gotta let it. You gotta ride these out. It comes back up. Because if I shut it down and come back, it's gonna it won't be in a whole stream.
That's when it breaks it. That's
Yeah.
what breaks it into multiple streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If is it back now?
Looks like it. Yeah.
It is for. Whoop. I spoke too soon.
I mean, it blipped for a minute and then now it's back.
It was on for a little bit, and now it's there. Okay, it's back
Oh,
again.
and now it's off again. And now it's back again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we can be heard, so that's all that matters. Still.
Yep, it's still playing.
Okay,
We're
so we're good now.
I think we can continue. Yeah.
Okay, MGTOW, men going their own way, is basically men who are afraid that good. I mean, there's a official definition, which is, they're basically saying they don't, they don't need a woman, they don't care about being with a woman, et cetera, et cetera.
But they're like, but no homo too,
Yeah.
or something. I think.
My definition is they're afraid they're going to get accused of rape.
Yeah.
I mean that is a good portion of them. There's a lot of them who just they are actually misogynistic.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some of those guys who are like, what was his name? I think his name was Angry MGTOW, which was very fucking apt because he went on several videos ranting about how women have the emotional and mental capacity of a cockroach.
Wow.
I'm like, damn dog. I know. Sometimes modern women can be shitty, but fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Like I never because like the official definition of MGTOW is just people who kind of they don't think traditional relationships between men and women need to exist. They don't care about casual sexual relationships. They don't believe in marriage. Something they're just like they're literally just kind of noping out of that portion of society and just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Mm-hmm.
But there is that like seedy underbelly of people who are just like, I hate women, but I got a good reason, so don't call me a misogynist. Like, but you're actually a fucking misogynist, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have an issue with certain behaviors and you want to figure out a way to fix it. You just hate women and you think they're all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking David Shitrat, which we just know he's just upset because he can't get fucking pussy.
Yeah, he can't. He didn't get that blonde-haired conservative cooch. Ma'am,
Lauren, please.
ma'am, Lauren Southern, please. Even though your sister's a lot hotter, please.
Or that new girl who's like, I just want to kiss you.
Oh God.
I just want to kiss you. Steal a kiss, steal a smooch.
Oh, did you hear? Just a side note. Did you hear that Andy Worfsky's accounts got hacked and all his shit's getting leaked now?
Oh no, what's Andy doing?
Earlier today, Andrea put up a screenshot where it says like, "I'd really want to know what it would feel like to fuck you."
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And then, like she said, I need this for a caption for Twitter, right? And I said, "Yeah, make it cab, get out of my room." Yeah, most MGTOWs are very annoying. Pretty much.
Yeah, they're. I've said for years that they are that community's version of feminists, because pretty much every talking point that third wave feminists make about men, it's just opposite for women. So instead of all men are rapists, it's all women are gold digging whores.
Yeah.
All
there
all
is
that
a
sort of
difference,
shit.
in my opinion, between men's right activists and MGTOWs.
Yes.
Men's right activists are not, because people say men's right. Oh, you just trying to like ape on feminism. I was like, no, they're trying to like, they want to stop like certain tropes,
Yeah, they
in
do
the
want to
world.
stop certain things that are a problem, such as how we go to divorce court, like 85% of the time, women win those cases.
Yeah, even though women are not, the woman might not be in any way, shape, or form qualified or able to take care of a child.
Yeah, exactly. Like that sort of stuff is kind of because I actually one of the guys who was a manager, he like his ex-wife was actually like a fucking crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
And he worked full time as a manager, taking care of his two boys, and he still had to fight tooth and nail to prove that he was a more fit parent than she was.
Jesus.
The woman who was doing actual fucking drugs.
That I
so
always thought it was
pervasive.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so pervasive in our society to think that women are better caretakers. And do you know why that fucking exists, Wayne? So back in the I want to say it was like the 1910s or 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when basically how divorces worked were the child automatically went to the parent who had a better financial status, which of course was always men because
Mm-hmm.
the men were the ones who worked. So this rich man, he took his children out hunting one day. They were riding on horses, and one of his sons, the youngest son, I believe was like 6 or 7 years old, was bucked off his horse, hit the back of his head on a sharp rock, split his head open, and he immediately died.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman, who was a feminist, said, if my son had been living with me instead of his father, he would be alive today. And from that court case, that's why we have the tender years doctrine. It's literally a woman capitalized on her child's death to, women's rights or fucking whatever. I don't know. Fucking, to me, I'm just like, that's real fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, to say that, he would be alive because of, it was an unfortunate accident. He could have, been walking down the sidewalk and fell off and hit his head on a trolley car or something.
Right. Anything could have happened,
Yeah. What a crackhead. Damn. But no, yeah. To get it all back to that is the thing. I can see Batman having dalliances with women, which he, shown. We've seen that in the books and stuff like that. But it's never going to be permanent.
No, it's yeah.
It's never going to be a permanent thing.
Because then that makes the character boring.
Right. And the whole thing that it's like you said, they did the wrong thing to try to show emotion for Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
They try to make Batman the emotional one. No, Batman is the warrior, right?
Yeah.
Batman's going to be the guy who is putting it all aside to deal with the problem.
Yeah.
Now, if he was trying, honestly, what the title, what it should have been, not the title should not have been Batman. It should have just been Bruce Wayne.
Right.
To try to impact the fact that he's trying to be more Bruce Wayne than he is Batman. He's trying to find Bruce Wayne again, right?
Right.
Now, if I'm writing it, it would be just like you said, go through all these emotions, and all that stuff. He sees the crime, he sees things going on, villains are coming back, all that stuff. And he does eventually have to go back because that need will not go away, right?
And you know what you could do if you really wanted to play up the emotional part, which I hope Gail Simone is not listening to this because she's about to get real angry with me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
You have Bruce doing his thing with Selina. They're happy, and we'll even change it a little bit. Like he's able to put being Batman behind him. He's like, I don't need to be Batman. I can just be Bruce. I'm happy. I'm content. Well, let's say Joker gets out of Arkham. And the first thing he wants to do, he wants to play with his old pal Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees this nigga just chilling. This is some bullshit. I need to make him remember why he does what he does.
Yep.
And then you fucking fridge Selina.
Mm-hmm.
And make Bruce remember I was not being Batman for myself. I was doing it because if I'm not, there are people who will do horrendous things to other people.
Right.
Like if you want to give him that arc, but make it fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gail would hate that.
You would have a heated gamer moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how these people don't understand sales, and I think Zach and Ethan summed up sales figures perfectly today, and really explained how things work. I didn't know this, but like DC and Marvel, if you don't sell over 40,000 books, you don't get a bonus.
Right.
So the key is, I want to get on a book that's definitely going to sell over 40,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about this one. I can't think of her name, but they were talking about this one person. She's on Catwoman, which they say is kind of funny because the Catwoman book seems to be almost separate from the Batman book, the story that's being told by Tom King, right?
Right.
And she's selling like close to 80,000 books a month. This is Catwoman, let's be honest, not trying to dog the character or anything, but Catwoman would be that B, C tier character.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Because she would be more of the either, a villain or anti-hero in somebody else's book and not, a star attraction.
Mm-hmm.
In contrast, The Flash is selling below 40,000. And he says,
wow.
And as Ethan said, that tells you something's wrong, and it's not just sales are going down. The industry is selling less books, right?
Mm-hmm.
That tells you there's a problem in editorial. There's a problem with the writing. There's a problem with the art. Something is wrong. Because obviously, my lady, who apparently I think she draws and writes Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently my girl here knows what she's doing, and she's fighting and scrapping. She gonna get her bonus, and apparently must be selling a pretty damn good Catwoman book.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas whoever's doing Flash don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're actually tanking a character that was a top tier book.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how you take after Rebirth of Flash and all that stuff. Everything with Johns and Ethan and all that stuff. And then, and go in the opposite direction. I mean, I see you could see some fall off, but you're going sub 40,000.
Yeah, it seems kind of fucked up.
He said, it's like I said, where he said it's like up is down, left is right. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this comment. Well, I'll be damned. Why can't Marvel do something like this? I like this. It's like finally some good news. King was butchering Batman. The way he had Batman acting was completely out of character. Bruce has gone through numerous breakups. Selina, Vicky Vale, Silver St. Cloud, Nocturna, and he still managed to take care of business in Gotham. This emo beta male King is writing is completely out of character for Batman, and Bruce doesn't fit the character or Batman stories. The faster he's off the book, the sooner he can get back on track.
Truth.
I like, and this one, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this soy. I'm sorry, but this is just soy. What a shame. I know I'm in the minority, but I love all of King's run. He's a master of subtle show don't tell storyline.
Wrong.
Exactly. And despite whatever others folks' gripes are, it's undeniable that at the very least he took all of these characters seriously.
Doubt.
Yes, he made Bruce flawed, but to me that just makes him more interesting. Whereas Clark is the alien god who just wants to be human, Bruce is the relentless hero who at least wants to be a normal man.
My guy, I think you don't understand Batman's character.
You don't understand Batman at all, my dude.
Yeah.
If you're saying that Batman wants to be normal, like, no.
Mm-mm.
Like, Batman literally made himself a living avatar of fear to try to keep criminals in line.
Yep.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? Normal man. Get fucked.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was on point with Superman.
Yeah.
But he fucked up with Batman. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because the point about Clark, Clark wants to be a normal man. Like, Clark is Superman because, he has these powers and he has to be.
Right.
Whereas Bruce is just so broken, he can't be anything but Batman.
Right.
And, some of my favorite incarnations of Superman have been with him trying to be more normal and, because, I mean, Clark he's still just a fucking farm boy.
Right.
At the end of the day, he is kind of a normal person who was raised by normal people. He just happens to be superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
I always like that. I forget. I think it might have been in All-Star Superman, where they really go into him trying to be as normal in his last days as he can be.
Yeah. It's like Senor Dead Guy says, Bat survived being killed by a god, but dark side. How is being stood up at the altar a thing that finally made him snap?
Right? Definitely a good fucking question.
Batman doesn't want to live a normal life. He just wants to make it easier for the law-abiding citizens of Gotham to live normal lives.
You right.
Yeah.
And as Seth says, Batman straight up embraces his flaws.
Yeah, he does.
Because if you embrace your flaws, you can make them strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's kind of like a coaching thing. Like, people, I say it, and I don't like them either, but, people hate the New England Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 7 Super Bowl titles, they've done something right.
Yeah, right.
And it's like one thing that is really weird, because usually in a football game, like when you're playing football, and this is basic strategy, is what I'm saying, is you attack the opponent's weakness.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick has a different, he's the coach of the New England Patriots. He has a different idea. I'm going to take away your strength.
Right.
Like if you got a world-class receiver, I'm going to put 3 guys on him. He's not catching anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now beat me somewhere else.
Right.
A good team can overcome that. A team that depends on that one guy, guess what? They're fucked.
They're fucked.
Mm-hmm. It's just like
Jameson saying deflated footballs.
Well, yeah. I mean, they deflated footballs. I'm not saying they ain't cheaters. But the point and the fact is, you take away, the idea of taking away their strength is a lot better than trying to go after their weakness.
Right.
Because more times than not, a person, unless they're an idiot, is aware of their weakness.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when the Giants beat New England in the Super Bowl. They took away the strength. They took away Tom Brady.
Right.
Because they figured out something. Tom Brady cannot throw the football when he's on the ground.
Yeah.
I think he got sacked like 7 or 8 times in that game.
God damn.
And anytime, even when he threw the ball, they would still hit him, right? he would get the ball away, they'd still knock him on the ground. They made him scared. He was jumping at shadows at one point. That's what you do. They took the mentality that Belichick had and they used it against him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much. But this leads into the whole. Why would any company guarantee 100 issues to anybody?
I mean, I could understand like people who have like a certain pedigree, like they have a history behind them of being like really talented writers or artists or whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy, I don't even know who this nigga is.
Mm-hmm. Mata says,
"Oh, you're right. I'm not talking very much." Sorry, I was looking at a picture of a furry chick, I guess.
Jesus.
Look, she just has a squirrel tail and some ears. That ain't furry. Fuck you.
Yeah, y'all, fucking Jordan sharing his furry porn collection with me. Sorry, I got distracted.
Across my timeline. Fuck you. trying to fucking out me with some bullshit.
Still in chat. Yeah, I was still in chat too. I was just listening. Because they're pretty much everybody's saying what I already think. So
yeah,
I didn't really have much to add because
Piper over here trying to fucking throw shade at me when she wants to fuck a werewolf. Fuck you.
Everybody's been spot on.
But the
werewolves are at least wolf is cooler than Squirrel Girl. So
I mean, which Squirrel Girl are we talking about? We're talking about like the Marvel Squirrel Girl. Then yes, you right.
Well, yeah, like a fucking pile of
bitch. Look how
paper
floofy
bag
her
with
fucking
dog
tail
shit
is.
in it is cool.
paper
Bitch,
bag with
look how
dog
floofy her tail is.
Look how what?
I said, bitch, look how floofy her tail is.
What are y'all doing?
No, for real though, the art is really cool because like that looks like I like it when they can make the fur really look soft.
What are y'all doing?
Looking at pictures.
Why?
I don't know. Ask Jordan. He's the one to put it in there.
Yeah, I was the one to put it in there.
Yeah, but no, I've been listening. It's just that everybody's
Yeah,
like
nigga,
I said, everybody's
I've been sitting here engaging in the conversation.
Yeah.
What, nigga can't get his dick wet at the same time. Fuck.
Oh,
That's how I feel
that's
right now.
very sweet, senior dead guy. I appreciate it.
Did you say senior dead guy?
Senior dead guy.
Piper is the only furry I wouldn't guess.
I'll take it.
All right. So to tie this all in, and like I said, this is like what I said. Why would you guarantee somebody's 100 issues? Personally, I would say, all right, you're getting 12 issues, and then we reevaluate.
Right.
If I like what you've been doing, yeah. If I like what you're doing, then we're going to talk again. What do you got? What would you be planning for the next 12? Then here we go again. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
At any time that I think you're doing shit or the sales drop, you out.
Well, yeah. Just basic business.
But
yeah, I don't think you should promise anybody 100 to begin with. That's
I think you encounter laziness.
Yeah, because they think I'm guaranteed 100 issues. I just got to write something
and then on top
for
of that,
100 issues.
Apparently, Tom King got an editor removed because Tom King wanted a certain artist for the wedding issue, and that guy said, "No, we're using this guy." And so apparently he cried soy tears and got the guy I don't know if he got let go, but he got moved, so he could get an editor that would use the artist that he wanted. And apparently that artist is one of those people who do the trace over 3D models.
Why?
Yeah, you know the type I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand those, like, because look, like, as a 3D person, like, there's nothing wrong with like utilizing 3D's like stuff. Like, there's certain things that you can't visualize, and you want to use either the physical figures, or you got a 3D program that you can pose a 3D model, and you go, okay, I'm gonna base my drawing off that. But if you're basically doing like still frame rotoscoping, like, why not just make your shit in 3D?
Yeah.
Save you some fucking time, shit.
Because Ethan was telling that story on his stream today where he was talking about somebody who did that. They did a drawing over a 3D render, and he said Jeff Johns was like, "Oh my God, you got to look at this. This is so amazing." And he's like, "No, Jeff, you got to understand. That's not like drawing. That's tracing, right?" And he was like, "Oh, It's so good." And Ethan's like, "I'm going to lose my job over fucking 3D models."
Ethan knows that his days is numbered.
I don't know if it's Janet or not, but to get to to put it all around, the thing that got me was some people, and once again, these are people who probably don't buy the books, et cetera, et cetera. Why do they think that the comic book industry is supposed to like be a guarantee? Like you're guaranteed work, you're guaranteed things, right? I tried to find the article that they were talking about today. Well, we did, all of us. Couldn't find it. But there was a talk of comic book professionals, and I'm using that term very loosely, unionizing. And getting guaranteed wages, and getting overtime pay, and getting basically you're just going to get paid to live, even if you're not working, even if you're not working on anything.
Yeah, good fucking luck with that. Like,
yeah, and plus the brilliant idea, and I was like, God, I've got to find. Maybe somebody in the chat will find it. Right, what I'm talking about. But there was this person who says that Marvel/DC, so either one, what they need to do is like pay for us to have a house that like 7 or 8 of us can live in, and we'll work on comics while living in this house, and also we'll you can have webcams and stuff so you can watch us create stuff. And the first thing I thought, and like I said, I wish Cab was here because he makes these points really well. Oh my God, they want Big Brother.
Do it, dude. Seeing these nutsos all in the same. Oh man, do it. Oh
Jesus
shit,
Christ, Piper.
they're gonna make way more money airing that shit than they are from the shit they make. Oh God, do it. Randomly unleash fucking Wade in there, just fucking.
Piper just wants to see a train wreck. That's all it is.
Yeah, she does. Jesus
I will
Christ.
fucking watch it. They will. You guys, you fucking jackasses will get money. I will watch it. Do it. I won't buy your shit, but they will make. Well, I don't know how you make money off of that.
So fucking high energy. Holy shit.
She really. I had never.
Do it.
I never thought I would get
fucking
this
perked
reaction.
up.
Holy shit. She's like, do it. I mean, she went straight Palpatine on us. Do it.
Do it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a contestant thing. That's what. This is not a contest. This is they just want to live in a house and be recorded while they're living in a house doing comics.
They are insane enough that that's all it needs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys have heard about the shit that Google wants to do, right?
What's that?
Well, they'll give housing to Google employees that they don't have to pay rent, they don't have to pay utilities. I think Google will even supply them like food and like everything. Mm-hmm. But it's basically like indentured servitude. It's like serfdom is coming back.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
To be honest, because of the economy and the fact that it's actually housing is still really fucked up. Mm-hmm. So as shitty as that sounds, that's actually nice.
Well, it depends on where you live, because like here in Michigan, like especially in Jackson where I live, the housing market is like compared to the national average, it's 55%.
Do you have a Google there, like building?
No, we don't. But I'm just saying, like houses, like you could. So basically, Piper, I could get a house that's worth $200,000 for probably 110, 120K. Mm-hmm. Like that's how the housing market is specifically here in Michigan. Like, because it was really shitty. Like after that, the housing bubble burst back in 2008. But over the last decade, it's fucking everything's just plummeting. Like I regularly see houses that don't look that bad selling for like $25,000.
Mm-hmm. They're starting to go down out here because they're not selling, like, period. So they are starting to go down. It's just the places though where Google employees are are not that cheap at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's because like a lot of the stuff, it's like, Silicon Valley, it's the Bay Area.
Okay, look, guys, you don't understand. Google will build a warehouse. And they'll put little apartments into warehouses, and they'll be like little, they'll probably be like, let's say 15 by 24 little living areas. It'll have a little bed, and it'll have a little kitchen, and it'll have a little place where they can put their TV, and and that's it. They're good. That's all. Yeah.
Doesn't that sound perfect?
Yeah.
Now, as far as the whole thing with the unionization of the comic book industry, who thinks this is a good idea besides people who don't understand how economics work?
Well, somebody, Senior Dead Guy says in chat, I hope the comic union actually becomes a thing just so they can all the pros can get canned at once.
Right?
I'm all for this.
I can't imagine even how it would work unionizing a creative field like this.
That's the thing. That's what's really great about that, because Ethan brought that up in the same stream where he was talking about somebody was like criticizing him for, quote, being late on Cyberfrog, right? And he says, well, in that same amount of time, I could have done 7 issues. He says, yes, you could have cranked out 7 issues working for DC or Marvel, at a breakneck pace and trying to get it all out at one time. Or I can make the book that I want to make and, take my time in making the best book that I can possibly make and not have to worry about the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you unionize, guess what? You actually become a part of the machine full time.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
You will be expected to work. You will be expected
fact,
to crank out crank out shit. So
I mean, hell, arguably you become the worst part of the machine because like the biggest thing that unions do, and I say this as somebody who's a manager who has to deal with a union, most unions just exist to protect shitty employees.
yeah.
That's a lot of what it is. Like you end up having like, Michigan is a at will state. Like it's a right to work state. Like normally if your boss don't like you, they just get rid of you.
Yeah.
With the union, it takes like you could have a completely shitty employee, which we've had, where you have to go through all this crazy, extensive, like 10-step process to remove somebody, and it makes it very easy for them to go right back to fucking one.
Yeah.
Not because like, oh, you're unfairly trying to terminate them. You could be doing everything by the fucking book, but the union's gonna find some way to fucking be weaselly about it. I don't know. I always feel like the unions, like they say they look out for workers' rights, but they're never really looking out for the good workers.
Yeah.
They're only looking out for like the shittiest people because those shittiest people are the one like, oh yeah, we need more unionization.
Undead Quinn says in chat, yeah, you put in unions, they lose the freelance excuse.
Yep.
Yeah, I still don't understand unionizing a creative field where everybody's
because I can tell you why.
Level of
I can
art, different level of writing. And
I can tell you why.
For their style.
I can tell you why. Because they don't understand how unions work.
Okay, yeah.
They think union means guaranteed employment. That's it. Because I'm going to tell you something now. Okay, I was going to be a big shock to everybody here. All right, the people who don't understand socialism the most, socialists.
Right.
My shot.
I mean, that's just no matter. What about SAG-AFTRA? They're the worst. They're the absolute worst, in all honesty.
Because the thing about SAG-AFTRA, all they really do is they give a minimum that voice talent and stuff like that can be paid. Like there's the minimum for actors and all that shit is like $60,000 a movie. They stipulate how long you can do something. Like I know in the case of voice actors, you can't have a recording session that is longer than I think 4 hours. Like 4 hours is considered a full day of work. But you also have to have a minimum, I think, of at least 1 to 2 hours. Like they set minimum maximums. It still doesn't secure work. It's like, here's what limitations we are putting upon the people who are hiring these people for how they can be treated. That's really all it does.
I still at least understand that one because it's not quite a creative field, and the fact you're still working for somebody else, just doing a thing. Whereas it's not like drawing. Like I can't imagine like a fucking fine arts fucking painting union. Like
well, I think the thing that you have to keep in mind, Piper, and this might help contextualize it a little bit better for you. Let's say that Marvel has a union. So you get hired on by Marvel, and so you have union representation if you're being mistreated. But at the very least, the union says, okay, this person has to get, a bare minimum this much work per week. Let's say they throw you on one super small book that ain't gonna fucking sell anything. And because the thing with unions is every union is different. They have conversations. They come up to they create a contract with each company. Because the union that I'm a part, well, I'm not part of it anymore. My store's a part of is UFCW 951. But that's the company I work for, Meijer, Kmart, a bunch of different grocery stores. And even though we're all part of the same union, each company has a separate contract. So that's really all unionization is. It's just, here's a contract of what limitations. So let's say they at minimum they have to give you at least, if you're let's say you're a colorist, they have to give you at least one book a week that you're doing coloring jobs on, but they can't give you more than, let's say, 4 coloring gigs a week, because that would be too much work. Or they stipulate how your minimum and maximum hours that you can work. That make a little bit more sense. How unionization of that thing would work.
You got really crazy there. Me.
No, it's everybody.
Ooh. Yes.
Hold on a second. And apparently, Google are living in people in Google working for Google are now living in vans. So there's that. Okay, I know what to do. Gonna help this out a little bit. Why is everybody leaving? Shut down some stuff here. Yeah, I don't know if it's NPC voice box. Yeah, things have been a little crazy. I don't know if y'all can still hear me, but I'm working on it. There might be one other thing I can do. Give me just a second. Yeah, that's what I probably need to do.
Are we alive?
Sounds like it. I don't know about Piper.
Okay.
I was talking through the whole thing, so I want to switch, but I know it takes a while for Piper to get back. Piper, are you there? Oh God, here we go. That's one of the things. That's one of the drawbacks of using Discord sometimes.
Yes,
this happens.
Y'all sound like SJW Soundwave.
Well, there you go. All right, I'm changing.
We lost Piper again. Rip.
Changing. Let's see if that helps.
Apparently, she can't connect.
All right, I switched it. Let's hopefully that'll help her get back in. But no, I think you explained. Before it went like wonky, you were explaining the union thing, and I think you did a pretty bang on job. All honesty.
Yeah, I mean, because that's really what a lot of unionization is. It's just you're stipulating certain minimums and maximums for certain elements of the job, like overtime, like how much people are supposed to get paid for overtime, what constitutes overtime. Because, like, okay, another example, like in Michigan, overtime is only if you work more than 40 hours in a work week. So you could work 7 days a week, 5 hours a day. You're not going to get overtime just because you work 7 days. You're just going to get 35 hours of regular pay.
Right.
But with the union that we're a part of, well, they don't do this anymore. They did it when I was actually still part of the union. If you work 6 days or more, that entire 6th or 7th day is overtime no matter what. So you could literally work 2 hours a day Monday through Friday, and if you worked on the weekends, let's say 10-hour days, you're getting 20 hours of overtime because those are your extra days for that week.
Right.
I like how on the stream it just goes, yeah, it was a bad idea.
Yeah, I just put that on the screen, so it'll be
it's something, So I mean, I get the idea of wanting to unionize. I do get that. The problem is, usually, a business wants to unionize. It's a strike while the iron is hot situation.
Right.
And as we know, and as we've seen for at least the last decade, comics as an industry are fucking plummeting. Like now, the most profitable that comics are things like what Ethan is doing, these crowdfunding campaigns, where it's like one creator's trying to make their own individual thing, and because he made over $100,000
all together. I believe it's up to.
Was it over 200?
No, I'm
between
talking
all the campaigns.
We're getting close to $1 million.
Fuck what?
Yeah.
Damn.
The first one was like 540 something, or something like that. The second one was 90,000, and this current one is at 202,000.
Shit.
So probably around 800,000.
Still, that's really profitable.
Right.
And if you're looking at a major company like Marvel, I mean, if you have, or like look at DC, like Batman, like the latest Batman that what's his nuts was doing sold what 80,000 units.
Yeah.
If you're selling 80,000 units at $4 a pop,
Yeah.
and let's just say that you keep all that money. That's 320,000. But you're a major company, so you're obviously like you're not keeping all that money, and that's getting distributed between a bunch of people who worked on the project.
Yeah.
They're not nearly as profitable as like a single creator like Ethan is.
And also, you got to look at it like this too. I think getting to the heart of the matter, considering the types that we're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
That would want something stupid like this. They are literally, because they see big corporation, AT&T, Time Warner, or Disney, and they're thinking, pay me to exist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally all they want. They want to get paid for existing. They don't want to get paid for work or anything like that. They want to get paid to exist. Don't matter about the quality of my work, because that doesn't matter. Piper always has problems with the damn Discord.
She does. Discord just hates her, man. Damn.
She needs to get rid of that Mac for one thing.
I mean, for real, yeah.
It'll be lighter bullying on Piper, but major bullying on that Mac.
Right. Well, it's funny, like what you had mentioned earlier about like the whole people want to get paid just to exist. Like we do see a lighter version of that with creative people, like creative millennials in general, like people around my age who, like they have that Patreon. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having a Patreon. There's nothing wrong with having that passive money source. But there are people who are just like, it's 'cause rectum. Fuck.
Disney, here's your free pass to all Disney parks. Be grateful.
You're right. But it's like you have people who they just want you to pay for their existence. They don't want to, like, because this is why, like, no matter what people say about Ethan, I have mad respect for him, because yes, he's taken a while to get Cyberfrog done, but it's done now. It's in the final stages.
Yep.
But he got money for doing work.
Yep.
And he's gonna put out a product. From what I've seen, product looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you see people like, I'm sure, like, what's her name, Mags
Visaggio. Yeah,
Visaggio, who honestly probably would be like, hey, I mean, she has a GoFundMe for her like transition shit.
Yeah.
Like, not, hey, if I sell enough books, I can get my transition, I can get my hormone therapy, I can get my bottom surgery. It's hey, can you want to just give me money so I can do that?
Exactly.
It's this huge cultural problem with like this younger generation who don't understand that sometimes you gotta fucking bust ass if you want to make it big.
Yeah. It's like you brought up Mags because she showed a very sad picture the other day of like her her setup at a con.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's basically that's like one of your best chance to make direct money.
Oh yeah.
And it has been for a lot of years. I think with the rise of crowdfunding and comics and stuff like that, that's eventually going to go by the wayside, because why travel when I can stay at home and do books and sketches and things like that and just send them to people?
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, really, if you're doing the convention circuit, and like this is kind of going to talk about like go with like my understanding of like manga, like you get small manga creators who that's how they get known before you're in Shonen Jump or before you're in Shoujo Beat or any of these other things. You're going to conventions, you're going to the to Kamipo, and you're just selling like doujinshis, or you're doing whatever. And then once you become a big enough name, people come to you.
Right.
Like, again, use Ethan as an example. He doesn't need to go to fucking conventions to be like, hey, you want to buy one of my books? He's like, here's GoFundMe. You want to buy a thing? People are like, yes, fuck you, take my money.
I mean, when my man can go on an auction one night, on a YouTube channel and put up an original Cyberfog art and make $3,500?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why travel?
He doesn't need to do he doesn't need to do the conventions.
Why travel? Why travel? Right? And you see, and then, like, the thing, Mags was there at this thing, and I'm sure she only did it because she thought she could make some scratch, right?
Right.
Nobody was
Man,
in line.
I swear she thought she was gonna have a line out the door wanting her autograph. I bet you.
Yeah. Nobody was in line. Nobody was in line. Nobody cared. She had stacks and stacks of her books that nobody bought it. You know why? Because she's too fucking busy being on Twitter and other social media, fussing about what's wrong in the world and why I'm oppressed and this and that and the other, instead of selling your goddamn book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mags, yeah, exactly. Mags needs to adapt fast, or they're not going to exist. And I'm talking about career wise, not like a person.
Yeah.
People need to realize, like you said earlier, people got Patreons and things like that. If you're producing content or product or something like that, got no problem doing that. If you're putting up a Patreon for existing,
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for you.
Yep. That's why, like, anytime I have any artist friends who are like, I'm gonna put up a GoFundMe, I'm gonna put up a Patreon or something like that, I'm like, dude, just do commissions, sell product, because I'll
put it
tell
this
you
way
right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it this way. Vic Mignogna announced yesterday that he would not be able to make a Raleigh anime convention this year, Raleigh, North Carolina, right?
Right.
But on June 1st, he's going to be at a mall in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Mall in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I can guarantee you he will have a longer line on that one day he's at a Jacksonville Mall than any of the people who are attending the Comic-Con or the anime convention in Raleigh.
Probably.
And I guarantee you there will be people who will travel to see him.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, when he was at Kamehacon, like, numerous people had mentioned, like, even though, like, Kamehacon, that's the premier, like, Dragon Ball convention. I mean, they didn't have just Funimation people there. They had people from, like, the Ocean Dub who were there, and Vic had the longest line by far. And, like, the thing is, it's Kamehacon. Like, he ain't Sean Schimmel. He ain't the voice of a major character. He's fucking Broly.
Yeah.
Which, like, don't get me wrong, Broly is a cool character, but he was in, well, now 4 fucking movies.
Yeah. And only
he's not a major character.
And only one of, I mean, really, when you get down, only one was good.
1.5.
Yeah, I say half of the first one was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
But that's his star power. Like he had, like, everybody knows who Vic Mignogna is.
Yeah. And on top of that, just like this past weekend, he was in Puerto Rico, right? I don't know what the Puerto Rico anime scene is like, but once again, long lines. I'm just saying, maybe when you market yourself and not be a dick, I mean, you might get better results. And like somebody said in the chat, that, comic thing that she was at was Comic Palooza in Houston, Texas, like one of the most liberal places in Texas.
Yeah, and I mean,
and Renfamous was there.
It's got to be a big, like that's going to be a big convention. That's not going to be like some small time bullshit. You should be having plenty of people there trying to buy your shit. But you
should make your Patreon tier for $8K. And it's like, that's another thing. And I saw this the other day, and I'm going to bring it up again. I'm sure I did when I saw it, but talking about people who crowdfund, their comics, like Ethan and people like that. And then you get people who did like the Deadbeats thing, where it's like 50 fucking things on an anthology book, so they're not making a lot of fucking money, right?
No, yeah.
And one person, because Renfamous, being her usual charming self, making a deal about this, and I'm like, well, let's look at this like this. I'm going to be fair and say that these people paid you $1,000, and that's being fair.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna say they gave you $1,000. Now let's look at what Tug did. Right, he's already at $85,000 for a first time effort. First time, he's been writing a comic. Right.
Right.
Now, after he pays Kyung Lee, who's his artist, and Peter Gilmore, who's the other artist on his other book, and stuff like that, and even if he stopped right now, right, and and with taxes and everything, does he? Well, he pockets $40,000.
Probably. Or I mean, if we want to be conservative about it, let's say 30,000.
Yeah. So let's say he'll pocket $30,000.
Yeah.
All right. You think that that man in Tennessee is like complaining right now?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow, I've literally made more money now than I could in I don't know what kind of job he is, but median income. I'll just use North Carolina because median income is like $25,000. So for 30 days of quote work and writing a book and stuff, I have made like more than the median income of the state of North Carolina. So
Right.
then putting rent from this hurt that book in the long run. The Doom Patrol team should have been a name seller alone. Yeah, exactly. Her name should have been nowhere near that.
Yeah.
They paid rent in fish and took her to SeaWorld.
Damn dog.
God damn it. But like people ask, but getting back to that, the person made the comment, these people think this is some kind of income stream, LOL. I'm like, yes!
That's...
Yes!
What the fuck? That's the point!
Well, no, not really. It's not an income stream. It is a service to sell product. Now, granted, yes, if you're doing it well, you're gonna make some bank off it. You're not gonna just make enough just to cover the expenses of making the product. You're gonna have some income afterwards. But yeah, it's like
no. But what I'm saying is, I absolutely want Midnight Cowboy to make $500,000.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, you always want to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, I would. I was like, oh, you're just in it for the money. Yes.
Because you know what? The only people who aren't in it for the money, the people who don't fucking need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's like if/when like we're working on our thing and that goes to like a crowdfunding campaign or whatever. I'll tell you, I could do Gunshi without having to worry about the money because I'm financially fucking secure.
Right.
Like I'm in a real good place, but like I understand why. Like if you wanted to monetize it, I wouldn't be like, Wayne's a fucking sellout, wanting to make money on this thing that he's putting his time into. What a homosexual. Like yeah, you want to make fucking money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hate the player, hate the game, not the player, motherfuckers.
Right.
Don't
exactly.
don't be bitter, be better.
Yeah.
Like, don't be mad. Like, fuck those people. Like, all these people are like, oh, I do it because as they just fucking fillet themselves. I do it because I just love making. Fuck you. All right. Look.
I think one of the funny things about
life.
Like one thing about, I think it was in the Deadbeats thing where it's like, if they get a certain stretch goal, then you could get your book basically appraised by some industry person. I'm like, I've never heard of this guy. And why would I want to take advice from people that y'all work with?
Yeah, like they know what a good book is like.
So, Wayne,
that's like Heather Antos like charging. I'm sorry, but that's like Heather Antos charging $500 to like teach people how to crowdfund comics. I'm like, okay, let me think about this now for a second. Okay, Heather Antos has crowdfunded one book and she made like $15,000. Or do I listen to people like Zach, who's made over $400 and some thousand dollars? Or Ethan, who's now near $800,000. That kind of thing. Why is DNC on the screen? Because there's literally there's no articles or anything to put on the screen, so why not?
Question. I did have a question for you, Wayne. How many people were working on Deadbeats?
I think it was close to 50. Yeah, it was close to 50
Yeah, it was almost
people.
50.
Yeah.
Or something.
Do you know how much money they ended up making?
I think it was right 30-some thousand.
It was 33,000.
Mm-hmm.
So well, it was almost, let's say 34,000. Okay,
Right.
so even if the creators who worked on it got all that money, if you divide that amongst 50 people, do you know how much each person got?
Mm-hmm.
Under $700.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
And
I
that's
know.
not counting taxes and actually printing it and all that.
And the thing is, and because these people are morons, I guarantee you they fronted some of the money to these people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm betting that after the cost of production, after taxes that have to get taken out, after all the expenses that people aren't considering, I would be willing to bet dollars and donuts that each person walked away with maybe $400.
What they should have done is said, "This is how it's going to work, right? This is going to be an anthology book, right? And we're going to have, I'll just say, let's say 10 creators, round number, right?
Right.
And the funding will be for, let's say, $20,000. If we in the first stretch goal, if we make it to 30,000, the page count increases, and we can add 4 more creators.
Right.
And if it gets to 50,000, it gives incentive to get to goal, right?
Yeah.
Because
you could do it every 20,000 or like every $5,000, you add one more creator or something like that.
Because Ren was like going on, it's just like, I can't wait to show you all the stretch goals, and I looked at the stretch goals like, this is ass.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Deadbeats features more than 20 comics stories and more than 40 up and coming creators and industry veterans, as well as cover art and interstitial narrative illustrations by Lisa Sturl.
Yeah.
Why? I'm sorry, but that seems like, because some of the art in here doesn't look too bad, and I would like to see some of these people be successful. Like I'll be honest, even some like Renfamous, if she could make content that worked for an audience, I would support. I wouldn't financially support it, but I would support it on principle, because I'm always at the point with all these SJW fuckwits. If you have an audience that you can sell something to, fucking do it. Don't bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
But of course they don't, because as we well know, SJWs don't buy fucking comic books.
Right.
And they're not very good at writing them.
Yeah.
It's true too.
Piper, how very dare you say something like that? Piper, how very dare you say things that are true?
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on over there, big guy?
Yeah.
Those were not stretch goals, but Ren's stretch mark.
Damn, dog.
What's going on, big guy?
Fucking everybody hit O for oof in the chat.
I can't laugh. I've got stretch marks too.
You got what? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a hypocrite if I was laughing because I've got stretch marks too, is what I'm saying.
I mean, Piper, I'm fat as fuck. That doesn't mean I can't make fun of a land whale.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Piper trying to reinstate her whole status. Guys, we shouldn't make fun of people for being fat.
I didn't say we, I said I.
Guys.
I didn't say guys. Y'all can do it.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Oh God.
Oops.
Ed's looking to get some sippy.
Say what?
I said Ed's trying to get some sippy.
Well, I'm
Piper,
sure
you have beauty marks. They are not stretch marks.
Aww.
Why would you lie to her like that?
That's.
I'm trying to show something on screen, give a little preview for some folks, but
Yeah, but it's like off in a corner. What the fuck are you doing?
my window capture's screwed up for some reason. It's really weird.
Jeez.
Oh, that would be why. It's not a regular one. I'll fix it.
Okay.
There, but I'm fun, so and fluffy, I guess.
I was just saying, I don't even think you're that fat. Like I've seen.
Yeah, I thought I was like average build.
No, you look fine, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't look bad.
Mm.
I have stretch marks because I had a baby.
How very dare you?
Yeah, and he's an asshole.
God damn
Apple
it.
didn't fall too fall too
Wow.
far off the tree, did it?
You botched that one.
I did. I really fucked that up.
Oh man, everything ruined. Everything's ruined. It's all broken. It's done.
Fuck are you doing?
Look at that MMO champion. What a fucking nerd.
Wow.
fucking yeet yourself out of life, my dude.
That's what happens when you had to like close a screen in the middle of a stream. Just for that, we're just here with. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Wayne doesn't have any porn bookmark because the only porn he needs is playing WoW and donuts.
The only porn I need is the Bible.
The Bible's got some good shit in there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some nigga with a sword for a tongue. That's pretty hot.
Okay, I got an idea.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm trying to fix something.
Sounds like Jordan watches the same hentai I do.
It's probably not too far off. I'll be honest.
Let's see what's in image 3 here. What's going on in here? Oh, that. Okay.
Oh,
That'll
you know
work.
what, Wayne? I just realized what you meant when you said the Bible. You're talking about Bible Black, you sick fuck.
Yeah, I was
whoa,
about
whoa.
to say it. Damn it! You beat me. God damn it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My two brain cells finally connected on that one, and Jordan had to go and blurt it out first. Damn it!
I don't know what's going on.
Not Black Bible, Bible Black.
I don't know why everything got ruined on my Windows capture. That's weird.
I don't know either. It's fucking great though. Come on, fellas. Let's just stream some Bible Black right now.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what are we talking about before we got into... How did we get here? Where are we?
About unionization, and then it went to
okay.
people like Mags, because I think it was while you were yeeted from Discord.
Oh, that's why I'm halfway lost then.
Yeah, Wayne and I were talking about people who just expect you to pay for their livelihood without them actually putting out any quality work that makes them deserving of getting money.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. That hints Mags. Okay.
Sir, what are you doing?
I'm fixing things. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, you're fixing it real good.
Sir, do I need to show you what I'm seeing right now?
I know what you're seeing. That's what's funny about it. That's why I'm doing it.
Look at this. You done broke everything. It's all ruined.
No, it isn't. It's fine.
Everything is ruined.
You want me to really ruin it? Watch this. Watch this good shit. I just put the window on top.
Please no. Please. Oh God, nobody's gonna take our stream seriously now.
Oh
Fuck. Oh no.
Whatever will we do? How will we ever recover? Why does that want to keep moving? Quit doing that.
Ed says, Optimus does break a lot of things. Yeah, he does. Mostly chairs.
I do not break chairs, sir.
Damn.
That is lies and fucking slander. I have never broken a chair in my entire life.
I broke some stairs once.
Wow.
He's
Now,
gone
Grant,
to Chad. What is happening right now?
Piper, have you evolved?
I'm working.
Dun.
Trying to get everything lined up. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Wow.
It's all fine. Everything's fine.
Guys, it's fine. Wayne's just having a fucking stroke. It's no big deal.
No.
Mana's right. The fourth wall has been shattered.
Yeah. What is?
I think what's funnier is like everybody, all y'all spurging. Like,
It's time to stop.
the whole time I had Zach in front of everything. It's like,
Weren't you supposed to show the
I'm trying to.
Midnight Cowboy logo?
That's why I was doing what I was doing.
Wow.
I didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I just thought he was just having a fucking spurg fit.
So here
TBH.
playing with
All right.
the shit. Like,
There we go. There we go.
That is a nice logo. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I helped.
Yeah.
Look at you, Piper. Look at you helping, being helpful.
You
Right?
You bitched at every design. That's true. No.
Hey, that's helping.
No, that's my submarine in the back there. So
I mean, if you're sitting in there and you go, "Nah, this design fucking sucks," until they find a design that doesn't fucking suck, then yeah, that's helping.
This is what the lads came up with for the.
I was gonna say it's not popping up yet, but I want to know which one.
That's
Yes.
amazing. Of course, it's the one the lads came up with. Fucking Christ.
It's not shake and bake. Everything is shake and bake when I help.
You know what's long, hard, and full of semen? A submarine. Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
You know, I'm thinking that should be the tagline for it. Long, hard, full of semen. Midnight Cowboy.
What's really funny about that is that that would not be patently true in this particular story. Because it's like I think there's only one naval officer on the entire submarine.
Right.
In other words, him sterile.
Mm-hmm.
Damn dog.
This will be the logo for the book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Midnight Cowboy. Ah.
Look, you degenerate pieces of shit.
Wayne, this is the audience that you cultivated.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. Since y'all were like making fun of me moving shit a minute ago, here I do this. I'm just gonna move that way over there.
Rear Admiral.
I'm just moving the overlay all over the place right now because fuck them. Oh, you want to see some really wonky shit, chat? Watch this shit.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
What is this crazy nigga doing?
You'll see. We broke containment.
Oh no!
We're out of our box.
This stream went fucking bananas. What happened? What the fuck is this? Who's writing this shit? This is some bullshit.
All right, guys, we're going to get in the submarine now. Sound the alarm.
Oh my god.
All right, let's put us back in our box.
Get back in the cook box, please.
I want to go back home.
It's scary out here.
Can you put me back in the Kubrick?
Code red.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
To Waifu Island.
Yes.
You don't need to go back into the box. You're ruining my immersion. Like I said, I've never had I don't know why the Windows capture went, crazy like that, but it made for some entertainment, so it's whatever. What on earth is happening? Everything. But yeah, we were talking about that stuff, and we started talking about comics and stuff. I was like, oh, let me show them the logo. I was gonna bring my browser back up to show it, and then everything went wrong.
Tomfoolery occurred is what happened.
Yeah. Back to the safe space box and no waifu island.
Aww.
Piper's the only waifu we need.
Aww.
Wait, whip your dicks out.
For Harambe.
Yeah.
We needed that 2016 meme there.
Yeah, you do. Gone but never forgotten.
That's right. He was.
Yeah.
Remember, he was taken out by the U.S. government, so he had information.
Yeah. Hey Wayne, do you know what time it is?
Probably time to like close the stream. But what?
Time for this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now we're getting aesthetic. Oh yes. Y'all like that, boys? You like that, everybody?
You like that, you fucking sexy bitch?
Somebody said subverted my expectations.
I expected the stream to be good. Man, I was bamboozled.
I say Macintosh Plus is I think it is duty free, so I think we'll be all right. This music. Every time I hear it, I literally start busting out laughing.
Yeah, it's because that.
Yeah. Turn it down just a bit. Y'all like the y'all like this aesthetic stream now?
See, now I want to make a new version of the Creator Point 5 logo. That's like vaporwave themed.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh great, we killed the stream apparently. It's buffering.
Oh, shit.
The music.
The internet lumberjack is chopping it down.
Yeah.
We done died. It tatered.
Well, they can watch it later. It'll actually
Yeah.
but you know, when I record the ending, it'll still be up there. I love you guys stream. I feel like I'm
you
going
guys.
to hell every time I watch them. Mission complete.
Fantastic.
Well, I think that's it for tonight, lads.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, we thank you all for showing up and watching me boomer up my my overlays. So, good times were had by all. We'll talk to you all tomorrow night, and hopefully things will not boomer as much. It'll be great. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you then.
Goodbye.